Next up, item C under presentations is a presentation by Faith Hatton she's an associate publisher editor for the Greater Fayetteville Business Journal. Chancellor, you got this.
All right, as Faith comes to the podium, I'd like to read into the record some of the reasons why the Business Journal is important. If there's a ribbon cutting, if there's a small business initiative, I know the first email I'm going to get is from Faith to cover those stories in the journal. But what is the importance of the Fayetteville Business Journal? It's crucial for the region's economic health by being the only dedicated business publication unifying the community with news on trends, opportunities, and key players in sectors like defense, healthcare, and real estate, fostering connections and driving local growth by highlighting successes and discussing challenges for Cumberland, Harnett, Hoke, and surrounding counties. It acts as a central hub for business information, connecting leaders, promoting development, and showcasing the area's vibrant economy, bridging generations of professionals. But one of the the activities that I like participating in the most is the Power Breakfast. Faith actually spearheads those. I don't think we've missed one since I've become manager. We really enjoyed the last one that they held, and so I turn it over to Ms. Hatton to talk a little bit more about the importance of the Fayetteville Business Journal and our connection, her connection to Hope Mills. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for that. You're going to see the picture that proves that you guys have been pretty consistent with your attendance at our Power Breakfast, and we do appreciate that support. So like you said, my name is Faith Hatton. I'm the Associate Publisher and Editor of the Greater Fayetteville Business Journal. I've been in the position for about 3 years, so I'm very familiar with our publication and all we have to offer, but I wanted, before I ask you guys to sponsor us, to introduce ourselves to you. So who are we? We are the region's leading source for business news, events, and insights. We connect professionals, entrepreneurs, and organizations across 7 counties through print and digital platforms. Our mission is to inform, engage, and celebrate the local business community while providing a trusted space for connection and growth. With in-depth reporting, exclusive events, and strong community partnerships, the Journal amplifies the stories that shape our region's economy. Started by our founder, Marty Caton, the Greater Fayetteville Business Journal launched its first issue on May 28th in 2021. During the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, may I add, I asked the previous editor why, and she said, Marty said the time was right. So during one of the hardest times, one of the hardest economic times, I guess, of the world, he decided Fayetteville needed a business journal. And he has helped guide us through where we are now. We've seen an abundance of growth over the past few years, and as associate publisher, I hope to keep that going. So these are the faces of GFBJ. We are a small but mighty team. Girls truly do run the world. So there's me, the associate publisher and editor, my assistant editor, Stephanie Metter, and our newest staff member, Ellie Rhodes. She is our special projects and events manager. So like he mentioned, we do have our Power Breakfast. We are actually looking to expand that into different communities. Maybe not a Power Breakfast, but maybe a Power Brunch, because I'm not really a morning person. So maybe if we kick that back to like 11, I think that'd be great. Who do we serve? So we serve Cumberland and its 6 surrounding counties, including Moore County that has that tiny little sliver that does technically touch us. Why do we do this? So our main focus is, of course, the Fayetteville MSA, Cumberland, Harnett, Hoke. However, these small rural counties surrounding us do not need to be discounted at all. Robeson County is seeing abundance of growth. The Lumbee Tribe of North Carolina is doing amazing things, and we're covering it all. Even in Bladen County, international corporations are moving manufacturing facilities to Bladen County as their first American footprints here in the area, and we're covering all of it. Moore County, it's mostly golf. I won't lie to you, it's a lot of golf, but there is a lot of business development happening out there. The Moore County Economic Development Corporation is also doing a lot of work. We work closely with them to really highlight the things that are happening and what people would consider kind of the western side of the eastern side of North Carolina. We are primarily a rural area, but there's so much going on that it's important to capture that and showcase it to the rest of the country and the world. What do we cover? Commercial real estate, hospitality, residential real estate, government, technology, military business, business education, restaurants, healthcare, achievers and accolades, banking and finance, and more. So we're not just limited to our own topics. When we say things like achievers and accolades, whether that's a promotion, a new CEO, someone passing along a company, that's some of the things that we like to highlight. When we say commercial real estate, giant buildings, for example, the was previously Surge Trampoline Park, we covered that turning into Planet Fitness. So we're showing these aren't just shell buildings that are being left to rot, they're actually being repurposed and utilized in our community for a positive impact. Government. We are an apolitical publication. We don't cover politics, we don't cover slander, we don't cover any scandals or anything along those lines. When we say government, we mean it only through the economic lens of what a government is doing to support small businesses and its local economy. So we don't cover the elections. We'll cover your inauguration. Congratulations, by the way, everyone. But we will not cover the fight to get there. We will not cover any weird rumors. We will not cover anything that we can't trace with a paper trail. Because if we wanted to cover bad stuff, the North Carolina Department of Revenue puts out a lot of interesting information. We could, but we don't. Past coverage of Hope Mills. So since I've been with the Business Journal and for the past 3 years, Hope Mills is what I consider the little sister to Fayetteville. You guys have seen an abundance of growth. I know, I'm a graduate from Jack Britt High School. Everything that's there now used to be trees when I was at Jack Britt. And then as soon as I left, we got a McDonald's. I'm a little bitter, but it's fine. So we've covered Elevate Hope Mills, welcoming Wawa, the first travel center, into this area, and of course, celebrating phase 1 of the Heritage Park project. Now, I know that was a big, big project for you guys, and congratulations on that. Rain or shine, you guys had that ribbon cutting, and it was really great, so I definitely wanted to include that in there. Current partnership, you may recognize. Yeah, I went back and I found it. Leadership of the Town of Hope Mills has been consistent guests of our quarterly power breakfast. This is back in, I believe, 2020. Yeah, I was at Fayetteville State University. Yeah, so that was a while ago. And ever since then, we've been able to see you guys come to our Power Breakfast. And our most recent Power Breakfast, as you may recall, some of you, was featuring Elaine Marshall and Kevin Dick from the Carolina Small Business Development Fund. That was something that we actually got inspired by because of you guys. Thank you for bringing her to the area. When we actually reached out to her, she had nothing but glowing things to say about the Town of Hope Mills and the brunch event that you guys had that welcomed small businesses and to connect with her directly. So thank you guys for that inspiration. We've also been very close with the Hope Mills Chamber of Commerce. This current article on display was from over a year ago. I understand the Chamber of Commerce is being restructured, but as soon as you guys are ready to announce new leadership, new president, new vice president, new programs, new partnerships, we'll be happy to cover that, so please keep us in mind for that. Then, of course, we have the Culvers and Hope Mills. We've covered Culvers, Freddy, Bath Snobs, The Hive, Dirtbag Plaza, Caribou Coffee, The Habit, Wawa, and actually I do have a list here, so if you'd like that, I can link you guys those articles. But the Caribou Coffee was one that I can say I have a personal vested interest in. I was a broadcast journalist in Minot, North Dakota for 2 years following graduation from App State, go Nears. And when I moved up there, Caribou Coffee was the only coffee available in the town. So I got hooked on that brand, and then I found out they were opening one in Utah, and I was like, okay, I have to drive across town to get a good cup of coffee. Then I saw the cabin. I saw the cabin, and I saw the lights, and I saw that teal blue, that very specific teal blue, and I thank the Heavenly Father that now, 5 minutes away from my apartment, I can just go get a cup of coffee. So thank you guys for bringing that, especially that model in particular. You get in, you get out. I love it. Thank you for bringing that to Hope Mills. Now, what we're here to talk about today, our book on business. The book on business is an annual publication showcasing the Fayetteville Hope Mills region as a center of business. The publication and launch event also serves as an annual update to businesses and community leaders on initiatives to boost economic development. In addition to being mailed to Business Journal subscribers and a mailing list consisting of over 10,000 readers, the book on business will be distributed throughout the year at Business Journal events and by area chambers, economic development groups, and other institutions that support business development in the region. So not only are we talking about C-suite C-suite personnel. We're talking about small business owners who may be looking for a place to start a new office, or bring a new brand, or start a new health spa, or start a new something business that they see, okay, I can be in Fayetteville, or I can come to Hope Mills that might be a little more suited to my needs. Hope Mills is no longer a small town. I saw the Fayetteville outer loop. You can't say that anymore. But Hope Mills is also having a sustainable amount of growth that I've been able to see since I graduated here in 2013. The publication includes ranked lists with information about leading companies and a range of local industries, demographic and other statistical information on business trends in the Fayetteville region, an annual report on economic development initiatives in the region, and messages from the leading economic development institutions in the area. We have featured the Hope Mills Chamber of Commerce as a business resource in the book on business before, and we're hoping that we can feature the town of Hope Mills as a sponsor to support our work moving into 2026. I do have multiple copies of these. I'd be happy to share those with you, and I also have some additional reading materials as well. So the 2026 book on business, our pricing are pretty steady. I believe, Mayor, we've talked about maybe doing a half page that comes at about $14.97. But if you guys would like to increase your sponsorship, I'd be happy to work with you on that. I do have this information available as well to be featured in our book on business. You will be able to reach decision makers and business leaders across southeastern North Carolina, promote your brand in print and on our website, maximize visibility through our 7-county coverage area, and connect directly with the region's growing business community. Every one of our readers receives this. Every one of our Power Breakfast attendees receives this. Everyone we think could benefit from this has a copy in their hands at some point in the year. In 2026, we're hoping to increase our reach by having continued community partnerships with places like the FSU Hub, FCEDC, the Fayetteville Chamber, and really getting these circulated as a resource that businesses can use and be a part of moving forward. Honorable mentions, we're not just a physical paper. We do have social media, and we do have a digital website where everyone can access all these articles year-round. On top of that, we also have our video segment called Business Beats. That's something that launched in September. That's our video element. So not only can you read our articles, but we will actually take video of it and post it in a traditional news format. That's actually something I did. My roots are in broadcast journalism, but I wanted to bring something additional to the journal in a new format that people who may not have time to read a full article, they can turn it on, they can listen to us tell a story, and if they want more, that information is available. We have our Power Breakfast, and then we also have our Healthcare Heroes. All of these will have sponsorship opportunities in 2026, but for now, we are focusing on our book on business. Thank you. Any questions?
Okay, Faith, I wanted to share with the board, and you got your copy, is what a half page would look like. And the city of Fayetteville has a very nice half page that's in there. And when we were looking at the book, and this is the one for 26, this is what we were looking at, was showcasing Hope Mills. And when you look at this, it says, are you a current or potential business owner? And there's so many that are looking at Hope Mills to either start a business, move a business here, just like Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness just took over the old trampoline building. They are now open. And we've got Habit that's, I think, is open too.
December 10th,
We've got other businesses that are looking strictly at Hope Mills. So at the last Power Breakfast, several of us were there together, Commissioner Hamilton and Commissioner Trammell, and we saw this opportunity and we said, look, maybe this is something that we really need to be in this book for the next year. So that's why you're here tonight, Faith, is to highlight the board on an opportunity to be featured in the 2026 book on business. So, with that said, is there any discussion from the board about this opportunity?
I'd like to give a copy of it.
Sure.
Yeah, she got one right there.
Okay.
Mayor, have anyone else like a copy?
I can't make a decision.
Okay.
Mayor, I have a question.
1 minute, I got Mayor Pro Tem's first.
Oh, I'm sorry.
She asked me, then I'll come back and get you.
Thank you, Mayor, for the recognition. I did have a question. I wasn't able to see the pricing.
Yes.
And would that be for will the book be updated on a regular basis, or is it just a consistent advertisement in the one book?
So this is an annual project for the Business Journal. So we don't go to print quarterly or anything like that. This is one and done for the entire year, but it's kept in rotation throughout that entire year.
Thank you.
And I do have pages with some of the pricing information.
Yeah, let me see, put your price point back up there if you don't mind. Okay,
I have an individual copy as well. I think she brought some.
that's a half page for $14.97, right?
Yeah, that's it right there, $14.97. Commissioner Hamilton?
I just have, ask if you'd like to clarify something. When we talk about the price of the advertisement, could you explain what the benefits of that is so that people don't think we're just spending money and not getting anything in return? Because I think that's kind of the impression that people get is they're spending this money for this advertisement, but what are we going to get in return for this?
Either Faith can answer that or Chancellor. I'll bring it back to Chancellor.
I think it's invaluable. When I'm at the Power Breakfast and I'm seeing Elaine Marshall on stage, and I didn't say that she was brought there because she came here first. You said she came here first. I think the relationship, the fact that I actually follow a lot of the different things. You can go back online and look at the article from the groundbreaking from Heritage Park. The Elevate Hope Mills was a small business initiative. We were allowed to expand that reach through the Business Journal. For all we know, Secretary of State might have heard about it in the Business Journal first. We don't know, but I do think that it's worth it. I will say that we do have within the budget of the administration in terms of the amount that you guys would like to do. But I would like to see the town continue to be promoted. It'll surprise you how many phone calls we get from people looking to do business, hotels, any types of endeavors, retail, industrial, and we don't know where this interest is sparked. And I do think that we can take advantage of more efforts to actually project that out. Even with the viewpoint video, they called us. And right now we're at 29,000 views. That's more people than the entire population of the town. And so I do think that a lot of these efforts that we can use on a multi-pronged approach to help tell our story, I do think that there's a lot of value in that, especially we're talking about the session we had at 5 in terms of financing, the switch from ad valorem to per capita and things of that nature. More businesses coming into Hope Mills and more industries is generating more sales tax, which indirectly reduces our reliance on taxes. And so I do think that there's value in us being able to advertise, because I don't think we're the little sister anymore. I think Hope Mills is growing, and Hope Mills is growing at a rate that I think we can look at ourselves. It'll surprise you when you look at municipalities larger than us doing what we're doing after we set the tone and we take the first leap out. We are leaders in this region based on what I can see, and I think we need to continue to do that.
Well said, Chancellor. I will say that who we are as a community has led businesses like Planet Fitness to come in, and if they hadn't taken over that building, it would still be sitting there vacant. That is opportunity for our community. And the return on the investment is huge. Wawa Travel Center could have put that anywhere. They chose us. And they chose us because of who we are as a community. Advertising is one piece and the video was one piece, but it also shows the strength of the community and the residents that live in our community. We can design this. The town will design their own half page. And all you guys do is provide a platform for us to put it there. We say what we want, we put a QR on here, and we design it that way. Is that right, Faith?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Does that answer your question, Commissioner Hamilton?
Yes, it did, thank you.
Okay?
And I will also add that attention in this day and age is currency. If you have a business but you never turn on the open sign, no one's going to come in. Advertising that Hope Mills not only has big corporations like Wawa and Culver's and Planet Fitness coming here isn't just something that should be a one and done article. It should be continued investment in the community to let them know, hey, we're here, we know what we have, and we are welcoming you, business owners, into our area. Have any of you ever heard of a business inhospitable community? Okay, I can tell you, I have, and I've seen the towns that close the door on small businesses because people don't like change. But Hope Mills is welcoming change and doing so in a very steady way, and I would suggest you guys capitalize on this momentum because not only did that Wawa attract national attention, but it attracted a national audience that drove for hours on end to be here to take a picture with that goose. Hope Mills is making a statement right now.
Thank you, Faith. We also have this amount is also available in the Economic Development Committee, I believe.
I would say more than likely, because what we said, a lot of people didn't know that the upgrades that we actually did in this room came in under budget. And so it's the remaining amount that was transferred in administration that this will come out of. I think I wouldn't want to, because it's just December, I wouldn't want to deplete the entire budget for economic development based on us having about 5 more months left in the fiscal year. We do have it in the administration's budget to be able to cover the expense. Yes.
Okay. If there's no more discussion from the board, do I have a motion? Do I have a motion to approve a half-page 2026 book on business for $1,497?
I make the motion and the reason being because $14.97 is real cheap for half-page advertisement. And the reason why I say that, because every year I'm fighting with someone being the president of the Council for the Cumberland County Veterans, and I don't get nowhere near this much for that much. So I make the motion that we approve a half page for $1,497 advertisement with the greater, what's the book? The book of what, 26 on business.
Yes, sir.
A second.
I have a motion. I have a second. All in favor?
Oh.
Seeing none opposed, the motion